right, guys. As it's 7 o'clock, please rise and join me to the pledge. The flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Lynn, can you call roll?
Mr. Burke?
Yep.
Mr. Hand?
Yes.
Mr. Grover? Ms. Sullivan?
Here.
Ms. Wozniak?
Present.
Mrs. Vanderwater?
Here. Can I get a motion to approve the meeting minutes of December 4th?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second. Motion made by Mike, seconded by Jenny. Any comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Citizen comments? None. Okay, can I get a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $74,580.89?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Darcy, seconded by Mike. Any questions? This is the last run of 2024. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to approve the budget modifications per the memo dated December 19th, 2024?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Roger, seconded by Jenny. Any questions? These were kind of just shifting funds around per budget line to make sure we don't go in the negative, and closing out 2024. Doing this process will make things a lot easier. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Can I get a motion to create the position of part-time heavy equipment mechanic to be added to our civil service roster?
Motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Darcy, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any questions? Any opposed? Motion passes. Nadine, just read what I have written here on the agenda for the public hearing.
Well, actually, we can do more than that.
Okay.
So what I have prepared and distributed to the board is what's known at this point as Local Law F of 2024. And it's a local law, it's titled, "A Local Law Amending the Zoning Map of the Town of Van Buren to Change the Zoning Designation for Certain Property from being Residence District 40, R40, to being zoned Residence District 15, R15 in the Town of Van Buren." I prepared a local law. Attached to that is Schedule A, which is the boundary, the meets and bounds description of the property. This local law, as proposed, would change that zoning designation, and then it would also reflect that change in the map. So what's been presented to the board for consideration is just a local law that is being introduced this evening with a public hearing scheduled, and I do have to apologize. I wrote 7:30. Do you schedule your public hearings for 7:30 or 7?
I think 7.
7. So just correct that in that resolution I handed out. I don't know why I was thinking 7:30. And
Okay.
7's on your agenda item. That
Yep.
should, yes.
And it also says 2024. So we'll change that to 2025.
Sorry, and I knew that too. But 24 should be changed to 25. Thank you. This does identify the fact that this is an unlisted action for purposes of seeker, and that the town board will serve as lead agency, but that the town's planning board is an involved agency in the process. So that is the resolution that's before the board this evening to schedule the public hearing and make this determination.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Jenny, seconded by Roger. Just want to thank Dan Barnaba for getting us that Schedule A, because we've been held off scheduling that until we got that through. So thanks for getting that over. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, moving on to, I'm gonna move on to number 5.
Yeah.
Can I get a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a 3-year agreement with Saltis to upgrade the town's phone system, including town hall, parks building, buildings and grounds building, and highway department?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Jenny, seconded by Mike. Any comments or questions? I'll just speak to this, that we are, as I said this, I feel like I say it at every meeting, we've made a commitment to upgrade our technology here at Town Hall, and it includes our other offices such as Highway and our parks and buildings and grounds, and this is just one more step toward upgrading our technology. So we're gonna upgrade our entire phone system, and we're moving it to what's called VoIP. I just love that acronym, which is Voice over Internet. We've recently had some problems down at the Highway Department with their phone system, so hopefully this will eliminate a lot of those issues down there. I know, no more wires, this will all go over to the internet, and I'm really excited about this. So motion made by Jenny, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, and I'm gonna slip in a new number 6 to, can I get a motion to authorize the supervisor to sign a 3-year agreement with ADT for security system at the Parks Building and the Buildings and Grounds, totaling $881.73 for the upgraded equipment. We will see a savings on this going forward. Our Buildings and Grounds supervisor did a great job negotiating this contract. We currently have ADT, and he reached out to them to get some upgraded equipment. He was successful in negotiating a lower price for that, and as a result of the upgraded equipment, it's going to reduce our monthly bills more than 50%. So again, upgrading our technology is what we're all about. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Motion made by Roger, seconded by Darcy. Any other questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, so we will move to number 7, which is to, we've had ARPA funds, and recently the federal government announced that they are requiring any balances in our ARPA funds to be allocated and attached to either a contract or a purchase order by the end of this month. So we've had to do some work to try to get that money allocated. We originally had until 12/31/2026, so they kind of dropped a bomb in our lap. So we've been scurrying, trying to spend this money and take advantage of the ARPA funds. So with that being said, I'm going to run through a list of items that we're in the process of purchasing through the ARPA funds, which will amount to the remaining amount in ARPA funds that we have available to us. So A is updating our pool filters and spacers. That will be a total of 54 pool filters, totaling $19,501.70. Updating our pool pump in the amount of $5,595. Updating all brand new Dell workstations for our entire staff. That would be a quantity of 16 for a total of $15,027.68. Having our IT company ABS service and onboard all of those workstations for a fee of $5,728. Purchasing a floor machine so we don't have to keep renting it at a amount of $1,049.40. Purchasing new floor mats at Town Hall for the amount of $1,392.72. Purchasing a laptop for our Veterans Outreach Coordinator, who will be starting with us January 1st for $218. Updating and upgrading our town website in the amount of $13,647.26. Upgrading our women's bathroom and upgrading our locks here at Town Hall for a total of $2,100. Purchasing ICC New York State code books in the amount of $1,100. Upgrading our phone system, which was the agreement that we mentioned at number 5 with Zoltes for $2,419.94. And then L is purchasing the ADT equipment, which again I just spoke about, for $881.73 for a total of $68,661.43. Can I get a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Jenny, seconded by Mike. Any comments or questions?
No, we did a really good job, allocating this along the way and really making smart decisions as far as things that would be one-time purchases. We're going to be in a really good position after this is all said and done. So I guess in the end, grateful for the ARPA funds.
Grateful for the ARPA funds, and through doing a lot of this, we achieved savings. For example, Mike, I don't know if you want to speak to the computers that our current computers will be obsolete in October. Do you want to speak to that, Mike?
Windows 10 is going to be end of life in October, and we went through and we reviewed all the systems that we had, and we found that there was 16 of them that were not worth upgrading. And it's kind of good that we were looking at it, because I think we were just planning on looking at it next year. So we're getting a little bit ahead of it, and we'll have it rolled out before October, and it will take care of that problem.
And I think also in Mike's process of going through, a lot of the computers were either close to being out of warranty or already out of warranty. For example, the clerk's office, she has 3 computers, they are out of warranty. So we had an aging population of our computers, so this is really great news that we've been able to purchase all new computers and not use any tax monies for any of that purchases. So yeah, I think it's really good work. Again, upgrading our technology. Okay, motion made by Jenny, seconded by Mike. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, we're on to counselor committee reports and comments.
I got 8.
Sorry. I have an 8, a number 8 that we're writing in. Can I get a motion to accept the resignation of Mike Knowlton effective December 27th, 2024? Mike has been our fire marshal. He's done an amazing job. He's been working more than he wanted to. In fact, his exact words were, "I retired to retire, and I've been working more than I was ever." And I think his wife is a little unhappy with him. So now that we have our Deputy Code Enforcement Officer, Tom Fusia, he will be able to take over that role for Mike. And our door is always open for Mike if he wants to come back and help us out again. So can I get a motion to accept?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Darcy, seconded by Roger. Any comments, further comments? Just a big thank you to Mike for your time and all your hard work. We really appreciate you. Motion made by Darcy, seconded by Roger. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Okay, now we'll go down to counselor committee reports. Darcy.
I don't have anything.
Jen.
We had a meeting at Canton Woods on December 5th. Wendy accompanied me to the meeting. We had some information brought to the board in regard to some of their fundraising. Their wreath sale, they did very well this year. They need to get it out there a little bit more, maybe on social media or something, just so that others know more about it, because the wreaths are really beautiful. And they have some really great ideas for 2025 for events for the seniors and fundraising, and Meals on Wheels is always looking for help, and so is the transportation. I'm trying to remember the name of it, but they're always looking for help and volunteers. Beeville Express. Beeville Express is always looking for help. So, and that's all I've got.
So I think Meals on Wheels is doing a major mailing for their fundraising efforts right now. So if anyone is interested in helping out, I think we talked about this not last meeting but the meeting before. The number of meals that they provide the community is staggering. So it's a really good cause. If you guys anybody wants to do year-end charitable contributions, that's a great cause here in our local community. And it was great to hear about the programming. And so one of the we were talking about doing is a prom at the senior center, which I think is a great idea. So I think they were trying to do it in February, but I said, no, let's do it in June when proms are, and the ladies can wear their high heels. And Jenny and I are going to chaperone.
Yep, we're going to chaperone. We're in trouble.
All right, thanks, Jen. Roger, anything?
And just talk about the Zolties. We're actually getting rid of Verizon. We're going to save money by switching to this internet phone. I just wanted to make that clear.
Thanks, Roger, for mentioning that, because as we saw above, there are purchases being made, but it's going to result in savings, such as ADT and the phone. We're going to be able to get away from the Verizon bills, so we'll see savings on that every month. So thank you for mentioning that. Mike, anything?
Nothing more.
I just want to give you a big thank you for all your time and effort on reaching out and getting quotes on everything. I know that that took a lot of time. There were a lot of emails, and that was very obvious, your time involved in that. So thank you for doing that. And I think we landed with a really good deal with Dell.
You too.
Yeah. All right, great, thank you. Just a couple things for supervisor comments. I just want to remind everyone again, our next meeting, which will be our regular meeting and organizational meeting, will be January 1st at 3 o'clock. And I also just wanted to highlight, I did receive a monthly report from the codes office of what they did the month of November, and I just wanted to highlight some areas here because our codes office is doing such a fantastic job. They issued 15 building permits. They did 48 inspections. They did 28 annual fire inspections. 17 violations were issued. 12 certificate of compliances were issued. 14 certificates of occupancy were issued. The fees they collected for the month of November were totaled $4,055.50, and the total value of all the projects they reviewed during the month of November was over $1.1 million. So I just want to give a big shout out to Tim Gainey, our code enforcement officer, and Tom Fugia, our deputy code enforcement officer, and our newly appointed codes clerk, Kim Vandermark. That department's doing phenomenal, and you can definitely see it in this report. And that's all I have, other than wishing everyone a Merry, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I will move on to Highway.
No comment. Okay, we're good.
Engineer.
Just wishing the board a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I still have business, so I will.
All right, Nadine, lay it on us.
So the one thing I have tonight is for the trade, what's that?
I keep going. No.
I can talk like
It's okay. No, you're fine. I'll tell you what I said.
I really can't, I'll be honest.
It's okay.
So we have been, the town has been approached by Brolex Properties LLC, who is the developer of Traybrook subdivision, with a request that one of the letters of credit that they have provided the town in accordance with the grading and construction agreement that was executed in 2020 be released. The reason is that they have provided equivalent security, just a letter of credit with another lender. So, because we are not forfeiting any security, tonight I have for the board a resolution to consider, which would be whereas Brolex Properties LLC of 5912 North Burdick Street, East Syracuse, New York, has executed and delivered to the town a grading and construction agreement in 2020 and provided the town security in a proper form and amount as required by such agreement. And whereas such security, or this is all, I'm sorry, I should know, and I'll work with you in the meeting minutes, I'm sorry, but this is for phase 1A. Such security consists in part of a letter of credit number 448 in the amount of $60,000 through Lions National Bank. The resolution before the board would be to release that letter of credit and due to having received a letter of credit by Pathfinder Bank in an equivalent amount of $60,000. So the motion would be to authorize that release.
Okay, can I get a motion to authorize that release?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Motion made by Darcy, seconded by Roger. Any other comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
I guess the only other thing I would just add is this we're not done with punch list items in Traybrook. This is just a shift from one letter of credit to another. So I just want
Good point.
to reiterate that is, we're not releasing the funds because they're done doing what they need to do.
Not only are we not releasing funds, we are not reducing them either.
No.
So
I
it's
just want
entirely,
really clear.
it's a wash. It's just a different letter of credit.
We have about $190,000 in security for Traybrook right now.
Thank you.
Anything else, Nadine?
No, just happy holidays.
Okay. Can I get a motion to adjourn to our organizational meeting on January 1st, 2025 at 3 p.m.?
I'll make that motion.
Full second.
Motion made by Jenny, seconded by Mike. All those in favor? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, everyone, and again, Merry Christmas and Happy
Merry
New
Christmas,
Year.
everybody.